Love, 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 love is the ultimate. Love, 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 love it can recreate. Love, 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 love it can set us free from this world of pain and misery. Hi, this is Ken Bood, and you're watching Big Stone Television. Remember that, Ken Bood says so.
My boy lollipop, you make my heart go giddy up. You are as sweet as candy. You're my sugar dandy. Whoa, oh, my boy lollipop, so never ever leave me, because it would grieve me. My heart told me so. I love you, I love you, I love you so. But I don't want you to know. I need you, I need you, I need you so. And I'll never let you go.
As far as I know, it's just the way the rock God give you the loving. Make you feel like you're losing your mind, and that's other things to start kissing. The holy pastimes will make you flip up to the king. And you love how the fire blaze and happy burn up your redeemed self. You love me only, you never leave me lonely. And baby girl, I say you always be my lady. When you need me, hey girl, just call me. Hey Raquel, won't you kill them with some sweet melody?
I love you, I love you, I love you so. But I don't want you to know.
Hey, but the Rasta
I
don't
need you,
know.
I need you, I need you so. And I'll never let you go.
Hold on there, baby girl, cause you want me together. Hey, what a heart of fire, girl. You are the treasure and I mean, yeah, you desire. And I will give it to you.
A very special good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Big Stone Television. As you know, the series continues, and today we're going to be talking about a female singer, one that created havoc when she came out with the monster hit, My Boy Lollipop. We're talking about Millicent Dolly May Small. Millicent Dolly May Small was a Jamaican singer and songwriter. She's best known for her 1964 hit, My Boy Lollipop, which reached number 2 in both the UK Singles Chart and the US Billboard Hot 100, selling over 7 million copies worldwide. On her UK records, she was usually credited more anonymously as Millie. She was the Caribbean's first international recording star and its most successful female performer. Millie Small was born as Millicent Dolly May Small on the 6th of October 1947 in Clarendon, Jamaica, the daughter of a sugar plantation overseer. She was one of 13 siblings with 7 brothers and 5 sisters. Like many Jamaican singers of the era, her career began by winning the Vere Johns Opportunity Hour talent contest, which she won at the age of 12. Wishing to pursue a career as a singer, she moved to live with relatives in Love Lane in Kingston. She auditioned for Studio One record producer Coxsone Dodd, who was struck by the similarity of her voice to that of Shirley Goodman of the American duo Shirley and Lee. He paired her with singer Owen Gray, and they made several records together, including Sugar Plum, which became a local hit. When Gray resumed his solo career, Small began recording with another singer, Samuel Augustus Roy Panton. Working with producer Roy Robinson, the duo of Roy and Millie had a run of local hits, including We'll Meet. They had further successes working with Dodd, as well as with producer Lindon Pottinger, including the local hit Marie in 1963, and then with Prince Buster. Her popularity brought her to the attention of Anglo-Jamaican entrepreneur Chris Blackwell, who was convinced of her wider international potential and became her manager and legal guardian. In late 1963, he took her to Forest Hill, London, where she was given intensive training in dancing and diction. Her first recording in London, Don't You Know, made little impact when released by Fontana Records in late 1963. But for her next recording, Blackwell recruited guitarist and arranger Ernest Ranglin to oversee the session. Ranglin and his musician adapted the newly popular ska style and his rearrangement of My Boy Lollipop, a song originally released in the US by teenager Bobby Gale in the late 1956, became immediately successful. Released in March 1964, Small Version, on which she was credited simply as Millie, was a massive hit. She appeared on British TV shows including Top of the Pops, and the single reached number 2 in the UK singles chart, in the US Billboard Hot 100, and in Canada. It also topped the chart in Australia. Initially, it sold over 600,000 copies in the United Kingdom, including single sales, album usage, and compilation inclusion. The song has since sold more than 7 million copies worldwide and made Small an international star at the age of 17. My Boy Lollipop was doubtedly significant in British pop history. It was the first major hit for Island Records, although it was actually released on the Fontana label, because Chris Blackwell, Island's owner, did not want to overextend its then meager resources. In the US, the record appeared on the Smash Records subsidiary of Mercury Records. Small was the first artist to have a hit that was recorded in the blue beat style, a music genre that was a direct ancestor of reggae. She was billed as the Blue Beat Girl on the Singers label in the US. She toured in Britain and appeared frequently on British television before collapsing from exhaustion and food poisoning. She was also involved in a traffic accident, although her next single, Sweet William, was less successful, reaching number 30 in the UK, number 40 in the US, and number 22 in Canada. She had become an international celebrity. She was given a gold disc in New York and was driven in an open-top car on a return to Kingston, where she performed in several major shows. On one occasion, topping the bill over Otis Redding, Patti LaBelle, and Inez and Charlie Fox. She also performed in a ska spectacular show at the 1964 New York World's Fair. Her first album, More Millie, contained a varied selection of songs arranged by Ranglin. In the US, it was issued as My Boy Lollipop, with a slightly different selection of tracks. Her early Jamaican recordings were also reissued to take advantage of her popularity. She appeared on the 1964 Beatles TV special, Around the Beatles. On the 28th of December 1964, she also appeared in the ITV's Play of the Week episode, The Rise and Fall of Nellie Brown, playing the role of Selena Brown. The play features a number of songs composed by Dolores Claman and performed by Small. In early 1965, she featured in a Ready, Steady, Go special, Millie in Jamaica, and soon afterwards she embarked on a world tour with concerts in New Zealand, Australia, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, the US, Brazil, and Argentina. On the 6th of March 1965, Small appeared on the Australian television program Panton. This was a part of a concert at the Sydney Milo Music Bowl in King's Domain, Melbourne, part of the Moomba Festival. She performed My Boy Lollipop, What Am I Living For, and See You Later, Alligator. She recorded several duets with Jackie Edwards in 1965, as well as solo material, but sales were disappointing. She also released her second LP record, Millie Sings Fats Domino, but it failed to reach the charts. Her hit single in Britain, a version of Ione Iris, Bloodshot Eyes, was her last UK chart success, reaching number 48 in the late 1965, but she continued to tour successfully in Australia and Africa. After returning to Britain, she made further recordings with Jackie Edwards, including the album Pledging My Love, and also appeared on the compilation album Ska at the Jamaican Playboy Club, singing on one track with the then unknown Jimmy Cliff. However, her popularity in Britain appeared to dwindle as she spent more time touring abroad. In 1968, after 2 albums of the best of Jackie and Millie, her recording contracts with Ireland and Fontana ended. The emergence of reggae in the United Kingdom in 1969 prompted a return to recording for Small with the single My Love and I. She then recorded for the Trojan label, her first single combining a version of Nick Drake's Mayfair with her own song, the politically inspired and defiant Inner Power, which faced a radio ban but re-established her profile among the British Caribbean community. However, after a short period with President Records, she ended her recording career soon afterwards. Small continued to tour and perform in Jamaica, but in 1971 decided to move to Singapore to live. She returned to Britain in 1973 to coincide with the release of another compilation album, Lollipop Reggae. Thereafter, she largely stayed out of the public eye, even when My Boy Lollipop was reissued and recharted in the UK in 1987 at number 46. In 1987, during a rare interview with Thames News, it was revealed that Small was destitute and had taken to living in an hostel with her toddler daughter. In November 1987, she made a rare public appearance in Jamaica to receive the Medal of Appreciation from Prime Minister Edward Seaga. In 2006, she was said to be making new recordings after some years spent writing, painting, and raising her daughter. On the 6th of August 2011, the 49th anniversary of Jamaican independence, the Governor General made Small a Commander in the Order of Distinction for her contribution to Jamaican music industry. The award was accepted on her behalf by Seaga. In July 2012, she again stated that she had been recording again and planned to perform in Jamaica for the first time in over 40 years. After nearly 40 years away from the limelight and refusing most interview requests, Small granted U.S. journalist Tom Graves the first ever in-depth interview in the August 2016 edition of Goldmine. Previous interviews were typically short and based on press releases. In the interview, he discusses fully her early career and the full impact of My Boy Lollipop. She also insisted against the denial of Rod Stewart that it was Stewart who played harmonica on My Boy Lollipop. She said she remembered the session well and recalls Stewart being asked to play. Small also said in 2016 that she had not received any royalties for the singles. She had a brief relationship with Peter Asher of the 1960s duo Peter and Gordon. In her August 2000 interview with the U.S. journalist Tom Graves, she said the relationship had been platonic. She lived in Singapore from 1971 to 1973 before returning to the United Kingdom, where she lived for the remainder of her life. She had a daughter, Jay Lee, born in 1984, who studied art and the music industry and is a singer-songwriter. Small died on the 5th of May 2020 in London from a stroke. She was 72 years old. News of her death was first announced to the Jamaican Observer by Chris Blackwell, who last met Small some 12 years before her death. He remembered her as a sweet person with a great sense of humor. Blackwell also credited her for popularizing ska on an international level from 1964, as it was her first hit record. She died leaving 3 albums: My Boy Lollipop in 1964, Time Will Tell in 1970, My Boy Lollipop and 31 other songs in 1994. The great Millicent Dolly May Small. one of our first international superstars, way before Bob Marley became the iconic person that he became. Millie Small was there. She broke all barriers, and as a young black woman singing one of the most powerful songs, every time I hear My Boy Lollipop, my heart skips a beat. In 2017, I went into the studio with a young girl by the name of Raquel Sellers. She was the one who sang My Boy Lollipop, and I can tell you this, Raquel did My Boy Lollipop in exactly one take. 6 months later, I said, let me put a new spin to My Boy Lollipop, and a recording ever blazing torch. He's now a reggae star in his own right. Millie Small, you gave us sweet music with that melodious voice. I could never forget the very first time I heard My Boy Lollipop. It did something to me then, and it's still doing something to me now. Thank you so much. I must first offer my condolences to your family. I know you're gone too soon. I mean, you died at age 72, but you're still gone too soon. We needed to hear more of your golden voice. We need to hear more of you, Millie. But guess what? God knows best, and he took you from us. Sleep well, oh beautiful princess. Sleep well until we are together again. Millie Small, you came, you saw, and you definitely conquered. You made us proud in this little island of Jamaica. Thank you so much for your contribution, Ambassador. Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please like and share this video. And if you have not yet supported my channel by subscribing, now is the time to do so. Thank you so much.